We have all created a cage in our mind. A cage made up of beliefs that we took on from others, of programming that was already existing when we came into this world, right? We've grown up building a cage around our mind about what we're supposed to be, what others are supposed to think, what success truly is, what makes us special, valuable, what is meaningful. All of this, man, this cage is made up of all these beliefs, right? Like every bar on the cage. One as I close my eyes. Every bar on the cage is made up of the concepts of the past, of the ways people used to survive, of what we learned to use to survive, to make sense of the world, to find belonging, to find a place in the world, because we thought that our place was here in the way that everybody else has their place. And we're all blindly following these beliefs and this system and these institutions, thinking that they are what will bring us success. They are what will bring us freedom, fulfillment. And I just, that image of a bird breaking the cage, right? Or not even breaking it, finding its way through the cage, opening the door that's maybe never been locked, but we've created the cage, and therefore we, the bird, have always had the key to the door, have always had the way to open it, and realize that we were the creators of the cage all along, that we weren't at the will of the cage, that the cage was life, that this was all there was. Just imagine that. And that is who we are. That bird is that inside of us that is seeking the truth of itself, that is seeking to fly, that is seeking to know itself so freely and so fully, and to be held by the wings, right? For its wings to be held by the wind, supported by the wind of the Spirit, held, right? And discover itself or uncover itself, reveal itself to itself, thinking that what it knew was what it truly was or was life. All lies, man. And us women, so many of our bars, the bars of our cage, right? Beauty standards, empathy standards, the way we are supposed to go along, please, accept. The only thing we should be accepting is Spirit's call for our life. That's what we should be accepting. That's where true acceptance is practiced, right? When we sit back and we let God lead the way, show us humility. 444, as I say that, because humility, we think it's like putting ourselves down in some way, but that's just that's an egoic interpretation of humility. Humility is taking your rightful place in the great design of life, of love, right? Is saying, I don't know what's best. I trust. And therefore, what is best will show up, will reveal itself. I trust. And, as moms specifically, but, women in general, like, we're doing so much. We're in charge of so much, seemingly in the background, right? Like, the man is the one who, the masculine energy, let's say, right, in heteronormative terms, is the one who goes out and does it. And the truth is that nowadays we're going out, we're doing it, we're doing everything, and we're having kids, and we're, leading a business, which is a, metaphorical kid. It's something that we have to take care of, tend to the people working in this space. And we still have to be, nurturing, loving. It's like putting on this facade of having it all figured out and having all the entire mental load on our shoulders. But it's invisible because it is a mental load and we're carrying it. And we just think that nobody talks about it. We just carry it. And that's synonymous to just life for all of us. Doesn't matter what gender, it is, the mind is the mind. And we each are connected to our interpretation, our lens, depending on our story and our past and our upbringing and our past lives and the whole shebang of what the mind has continued to bring up until this moment, including the healing, including the things that we've faced, including all of that, the growth, right? Or the unraveling. You can call it growth, but ultimately it's the unbecoming, not so much the becoming, because you're releasing everything that you thought you were to actually reveal what you truly are. And what you truly are is not at the will of a cage, not at the will of beliefs. What you truly are is not at the will of anything. Actually, what you truly are is completely invulnerable, filled with strength, filled with power. But it's not a power that comes from you as a person. It's divine. It's transcendent. It's beyond form. And so when we come to know that formless, that inner truth of who we are, the light has no shape, right? Love has no shape. So having a shape, having a body, beautiful thing that we can enjoy in this experience, but ultimately it doesn't define us. It is not. It can be very deceiving and trick us into believing that this is what we are, but what we are has no form, right? This is another bar on the cage, because ultimately all of these things, including the belief in being a person and having a body, can limit us to true inner freedom, to the true revelation of oneness, of the connection to all things, which is not limited to your gender. It's not limited to your skin color, your culture, your body, literally, what health condition you find yourself in. It is not limited. It is not at the will of any of that. It's beyond that. And yet we have this lens that we're experiencing that, to then discovering that we're not that and come to know what we truly are, which is beyond all of it. And yet while we're here, we can live within all of it from that internal place of freedom, of the bird knowing that it can fly free. It's like the moment the bird opens the door, the cage dissolves because it was never actually there. It was never actually there. It was just imposed. It was agreed. It was like a mental agreement that we signed when we said, yep, I'll take that belief as true. Yep, I'll take that belief as true. Yep, I'll take my parents' past as true. Yep, I'll take that, life experience, that somatic pattern, all of it. And at one point we come to know, we're ready to know what we really are. And that is the beginning of discovering that we have had access to the door the entire time. And the moment we open that door and realize our freedom, which once again is not from here, is from here, it's not from the things, everything else dissolves. The identity in this career, in this relationship, it dissolves.